Jose, let's start talking about how you get compensated as an injured worker. I know there's a lot of different types, so let's break it down. I think the most important thing that people want to know about is how you get paid if you're actually out of work when you're injured from your injury, like your daily wages. How do you get paid for that?
So assuming that the insurance carrier has the requisite medical documentation to substantiate a period of disability, the injured worker then will be entitled to indemnity benefits. Those indemnity benefits are calculated using the average weekly wage of that injured worker for the year preceding the injury. Then that average weekly wage is basically calculated under a statutory formula that breaks it down by week. And that's how the indemnity benefits are calculated. It's really 2/3 of the average weekly wage subject to a statutory maximum, and the statutory maximum is set in accordance to the year in which the accident occurred. So the cap recently went up. It's now up to about $865 per week, and that's the maximum, the absolute maximum. The minimum is $150 per week. A lot of clients, when they're looking for an attorney, one of the motivators of the clients when they're looking for an attorney, and we get a lot of calls, is the amount of compensation. We have a lot of clients who perhaps are making $1,000 a week or more, and they're out of work, and the first check that they receive is for, let's say, $150 per week. So we do an intake. We analyze basically how much they're supposed to be receiving, and oftentimes it turns out that the insurance company defaults to the lowest rate. And that situation then requires intervention by the Workers' Compensation Board, and that normally takes place at a hearing where we can present evidence as to the earnings. We can present evidence as to the job type, and oftentimes the insurance company then will be required to prove to the board how it came up with that figure, how it came up with the benefit rate of 150, and oftentimes we can get that rectified in front of a workers' compensation judge, who then orders the insurance company to pay the correct amount. One other thing to keep in mind is that, of course, these benefits cannot replace one's wages. However, they do really end up being an aid to the injured worker because it's tax-free. So for the individual, let's say, who's making $1,000, and then they're going to be getting workers' comp, oftentimes what they're getting after tax and what they're getting in comp benefits, taking into account the fact that it's tax-free, are often comparable.
Oh, that's great.
So that's one thing to keep in mind. I mean, if you have any questions, any doubts, if the insurance company is paying you $150 a week.
If you're being underpaid, you need an attorney to get in there and represent you, and us particularly.
Yes.
So you can contact us at 212-400-4000.